This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
And welcome to KPVM News 25. I'm Stacy Jensen. Deanna has the night off. It's Monday, September 19th. Well, emergency crews responded to a report of an ATV crash involving a multi-rotation rollover that happened at the largest dune at Big Dunes in Amargosa on Sunday. One rider, who is reported to be about 25 years old, male, suffered an amputated arm, while another male rider sustained a broken leg in several areas. Injuries are said to be critical. 2 Mercy helicopters responded with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, Amargosa Valley Fire, as well as Beatty Ambulance and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies. This accident is still under investigation and will update you as we get more information as it becomes available. A Pahrump man is under arrest and facing more than a dozen felony counts after officers execute a search warrant at his home. Here's Brad Francis with more.
Jason Hauser has been booked into the Nye County Detention Center, where he faces several charges, including 1 count of possession of a Schedule 1-2 controlled substance of less than 14 grams, 12 counts of owning or possessing a gun by a prohibited person, 1 count of possession of a Schedule 3-5 controlled substance, 1 count of conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substance Act, and 1 count of possessing, receiving, or transferring a stolen vehicle. All felonies. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies executed a search warrant on Hauser's residence on September 8th. During that search, officers located what they believed to be cocaine and testosterone cypionate in Hauser's possession. The Sheriff's Office says when the warrant was served, Hauser was with Jessica Brown. Officers say Brown, who they describe as a known drug user, was found with drug paraphernalia. Officers also located 12 firearms in Hauser's possession. In the arrest report, officers say Hauser is addicted to illegal narcotics, which prohibits him from possessing firearms. Deputies also report finding a stolen vehicle in Hauser's garage. That vehicle was reported stolen in Nye County in 2020. Officers note in their report that Hauser has a long arrest history for drugs, stolen property, and weapons offenses.
And at the recent September 7th Nye County Commission meeting, commissioners voted to ratify Scott Lewis as Director of Emergency Management for Nye County and also as the Chair for the Local Emergency Planning Committee.
On the September 7th Board of County Commissioners meeting, they had an item listed on their agenda to discuss the ratification of Director of Emergency Management and Chair of Local Emergency Planning Committee, Scott Lewis's acceptance to the Local Emergency Planning Committee HMEP mid-cycle grant request for the Fire Shows West Conference. During this meeting, Commissioner Leo Blundo motions to approve and ratify, while Commissioner Bruce Jabor seconds this motion.
Chair, I'll make a motion to approve and ratify.
Jabor seconds.
We have a motion and a second. Any public comment?
And you know what? I know they're going to interrupt. They're going to say, and to fund it for fund $20,267 from grants 10340, just to be safe.
Then I'll amend my second.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a motion and a second that's been amended.
Chairman Frank Carboni calls for the question and vote ends in 5-0.
Oh, we haven't even made a motion yet. Why don't we do that?
Yeah, we have a motion. Motion to. Yeah, we did.
Did I close public comment?
You didn't.
There you go.
There you
Let's
go.
close public comment.
Okay.
Call for the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Jabor's aye.
Aye.
5-0.
And a call for a weapons offense in Amargosa Valley ends with the arrest of one man who deputies say fired shots at an off-duty officer. Here's more on the story.
Thomas Baker is under arrest and facing several charges, including possession of a gun while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, resisting a public officer with a firearm, discharging a gun at or into an occupied structure or vehicle, and intimidating a public officer with threat of force. A Nye County Sheriff's Office deputy was dispatched to a residence in Amargosa Valley for a weapons offense. While en route, dispatch reported that an off-duty deputy said he was fired upon by Baker as he was traveling on Powerline Road. The responding deputy says as he arrived at the scene, he observed a person with a spotlight. Once the officer realized it was Baker, he asked Baker if he had a gun. According to the arrest report, Baker replied yes. As the officer approached Baker, he observed what appeared to be a handgun in Baker's right hand. The deputy repeatedly ordered Baker to put the gun down, to which he said no, instead keeping the gun in his hand and yelling at the officer. The off-duty deputy who reported being shot at responded as backup. After he ordered Baker to put the gun down, Baker eventually complied and was taken into custody without further incident. The arresting officer says in his report that Baker said to him, "When I get out of jail, I'll find you," and went on to tell the deputy that he had started a war with him and it is on. The deputy also says Baker told him if he responds to his property, he will put a bullet in him.
And more local news right on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920. Also brought to you by Battleborn Financial. Investing and health insurance made easy. Off Pahrump Valley in Calvada.
And welcome back. Nye County Commissioners discussed and voted to keep the current allocation of funds for roads and rural schools at their recent board meeting. Here's more on that story.
During the Board County Commissioners meeting on September 7th, the Commissioners had an item on their agenda to discuss and approve the election and allocation of funds from the Secure Rural Schools, or SRS. With three options, Title I, II, or III, the board decided to continue having Title I receiving 85% of funds for county roads and 15% to Title II. During this meeting, Natural Resources Director Lorinda Wickman spoke about the details of this item. Commissioner Deborah Strickland motions to keep this current selection.
If we do nothing, what happens is it reverts to 80% goes directly to the roads,
Right.
and 20% goes to Secure Rural Schools. What we have done in the past is bump the roads up to 85 and done 15% to the Secure Rural Schools.
So let's just let it lay and let it go.
That would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
We've been using 85% to the roads,
Yeah.
and Title II gets the rest for Secure Rural Schools. That is the board that I chair for several years that has been, we have put a number of rural counties into that Secure Rural Schools Resource Advisory Council so that we can approve those projects in order to keep the money in Nevada. Nye County obviously gets the most because we have more of an area to share funding with, but that's our revenue sharing stream from the.
So I think what I would like to make a motion to select Title I, which would allocate 85% to roads, and Title II, which would select 15% to schools.
Second.
Secure Rural Schools funding. It's
Secure
not schools.
Secure Rules,
Yeah.
Second.
SRS,
Yes, ma'am.
if that's
there you
sufficient.
go. That's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any public comment? Maybe on the phone, Sam?
No, Chair.
Thank you, Sam. Public comment, I'm closing. I got a motion and a second. Commissioners?
Aye.
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 Everybody's aye.
And the upcoming MLK Fashion Show and Fundraiser is set to be held on Saturday, October 22nd at the Nye Communities Coalition Center. Fashions will be featured by Sunflower Fashions as well as Karina and Christina Roman. And News 25 had a chance to catch up with Dora Foskey for more details.
We've been putting it on for at least 3 years, and to generate the revenue that we need for the scholarships. And yes, it has been very successful. We're still looking for the youth to be involved. If you get the youth involved, the parents is going to have to come and see what's going on. So we definitely want to be able to have the youth this year involved in it. They can be behind the scenes. They can also, participate in the runway, for the fashions. The Corina and Christina and Corina Roman is still going to be doing the fashions for us. Also Patty's Fashions over there at Sunflowers. And we look forward to having this event happen. All to benefit the Martin Luther King Scholarship Foundation that we have here in Pahrump. From last year, what we did was we had 6 recipients to be able to receive $800 scholarships, and we sent that to their college of their choice. So this year we would like to be able to have even more. So the more people that we can help, we feel good about.
People can donate to that scholarship fund all year long, right?
All year long, yes. And they can, purchase tickets. Some of them have a tendency to purchase tickets and give it to some of the youth, so that they can come to the event as well. The event is going to be held October 22nd at the Coalition this year. And the tickets are $25 in advance and $30 at the door. They can purchase the tickets. I will be having them. We've been waiting on the tickets to be printed, but we are still, going to get the tickets printed as soon as possible, and they can start purchasing. And we're going to be giving them to people who are going to be involved in the show.
All right. And so they can pick them up here at your salon as soon as they're available?
Yes.
All right.
1141 South Highway 160, facing Postal Road. No, but we're also trying to get the other salons to get involved with this so that we can really put on the extravaganza part of it, because everybody wants to know. We're getting new people in town, and everyone wants to know where they can get their hair done and what services other people provide and everything. So I'm trying to get the participation of other salons to come and get involved, because it's all about giving back to the community. They definitely can give me a call. I have handpicked some of the salons to get involved with this, and so far I did have a confirmation from AA Salon, and I'm looking forward to working with her as well.
What's the number to call?
The telephone number is 775-513-1552.
And the fashion show sounds like a lot of fun. Well, if your packing on the pounds can be problematic as the season shifts towards cooler temperatures, and if you find yourself falling into that comfort food trap, Cleveland Clinic registered dietitian Beth Kurowski says that the key to tipping the scale in your favor starts with cooking at home.
You could use roasted pumpkin in oatmeal instead of having a carby kind of base to things. I personally like to use pumpkin soup a lot and make it savory. So using some curry in that, or some coriander, cumin, those types of things.
Pumpkin is low in calories, low fat, and starchier, so there's no need for heavy creams to thicken it. Substituting spaghetti squash for pasta and adding herbs or seasonings is a flavorful way to spice up your meal while providing a healthier alternative. Seasonal vegetables are plentiful this time of year and can be more nutritious than off-season produce. You can try roasting them instead of sautéing or frying, which reduces additional fat and brings out their natural sweetness.
Vegetables being lower calorie and having more fiber, more fluid, they're going to end up keeping you fuller longer. So this is a good way to bulk up the diet with more food and thinking that you're going to stay fuller longer without giving a lot of extra calories.
And using leaner cups of meat, as well as choosing smaller portion sizes and tracking your food intake, can help you avoid that unwanted weight. Most importantly, when it comes to comfort foods, be selective and choose the seasonal favorites that are special to you, and just indulge on those. We'll be back with more News 25, where we talk about Planning 101 for your home.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
And are you planning your next home project anytime soon? Well, Bailey Carson, home care expert at Ask Angie, walks us through her guide to project planning.
Whether you're planning on remodeling your kitchen or repainting your home's exterior, you should always start a home project with a plan. Bailey Carson, a home care expert at Angie, is here to walk us through her guide to project planning.
Before you start on any home project, get clear about what you're looking to get out of it. People renovate their homes for a number of reasons, including making room for a growing family, modernizing for aesthetic purposes or to increase comfort, or you might even be just looking to increase the resale value of your home. Being clear from the start on the purpose of your project is really going to help you prioritize.
Once you know why you're renovating your home, write down a list of must-haves and a list of nice-to-haves. This list will come in handy later when you need to prioritize different things. You should also start to gather a ballpark estimate of how much each project will cost.
Before you start work on your project, you'll also want to set a budget. Sit down with the other adults in your household and make sure you understand just how much money you have to spend on the project. Then, get estimates from your contractor. Make sure you ask lots of questions and get all the details on the costs involved. Finally, we always recommend setting aside an extra 10% for any surprises that may come up along the way.
You also need to consider your project's timeline. Some projects, like home exterior projects, are best reserved for a certain time of the year. If you are choosing between several different projects, consider starting with the projects that best suit the current season.
Prioritizing your projects is one of the most important aspects of planning. When in doubt, start with items that have safety concerns, like fixing faulty wiring or cracks in your foundation. Once you know where you want to start, talk to multiple contractors, get quotes and timelines so that you can make the choice that's best for you.
Do you have any questions about your home projects? Tweet them using hashtag AskingAngie. That's hashtag AskingAngie, and you may get some tips in our upcoming segment.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
And beautiful fall weather. A couple of clouds in the forecast. We still got some wind. John's going to have us with a full update on your weather in just a moment.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, back from a week in West Virginia. And big thanks to Romano Frediani, our producer, kind of journeyman, everything around here. He did a great job filling in while I was away. And now let's look at this weather map. Whoa, fall has descended upon the land. Look at this, Fernley, 70 degrees, 75 up in Fallon. Carson City, the cool spot at 63. That's getting downright pleasant. Look at that. 74 in Goldfield, also in Tonopah. Weather Twins, congratulations. Beatty sweating it out at about 85. Amargosa hanging on to that summer at 90 degrees. Las Vegas actually achieving it. 94 degrees is a hot spot in the state today. And out in Death Valley, well, they haven't got the memo about the fall weather yet. Still triple digits, 100 degrees. Congratulations. And here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. 87 big, sweaty, burly desert degrees. Not too bad. High today of 89. Sure felt good with those winds. We're blowing at 13 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Sun rose this morning at 6:29 in all its glory and majesty. Setting this evening at 6:45. Wow, fans of night rejoice. Picking up another few minutes of that dark deliciousness. Winds tonight out of the southeast, kindly at 8 miles per hour. And the humidity kicking up to 25%. That won't feel too bad as we head on into the week. Sunshine. Look at all this sunshine. Just like a week of sunshine. Little differences in the weather. 15 mile per hour is what we're anticipating. Little breezy next couple days. And that'll calm right down to like 6 miles per hour throughout the rest of the week. You'll see those temperatures advancing from the mid 80s all the way up to a sultry 96 degrees on Sunday. 95 on Monday. Not too bad. Liking that trend. Maybe a little indigenous people summer. What do you call that? Yeah. All right. I think that's fair. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
And thanks, John. Well, Fall Festival just around the corner, coming up this weekend, starts on Thursday, the 22nd. But guess what? You know, the parade, it's all going to happen on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. And right here at KPVM, we're going to broadcast that starting at about 1 p.m. You'll be able to see the parade. So stay tuned for that. We also want to tell you about the Protectors of Our Future is going to present a Trick or Trunk, and they are looking for donors and as well as vendors to participate in this annual event. Over there on Homestead, it's going to be up there by the wellness parking lot, Pahrump Spine and Wellness parking lot, I should say, off in that Homestead. Again, if you're interested in being a vendor or participating in that, they're signing up those to hand out candy. Participating at 702-236-2972. Just give them a call, tell them you want to participate. And again, Protectors Our Future chapter here in Pahrump helps us take out and stand against bullies of abused children. Again, they're looking for vendors to participate in this event. So very good cause. And it's free. You just have to hand out candy. You know, it's my favorite time of year. Yeah, I always like the fall. We also have a costume Halloween drive that's going to be going on. That's going to be happening here. They're going to be taking it costume drive happening at various locations. Hypno Comics is going to be taking in costumes, Living Free Cafe, Sharper Image Barbershop, and the Game Corner Family Fun Center. They're all taking donations for costumes. So please, if you have any unused costumes you'd like to donate to the cause for those children that maybe don't get a costume, it's a great chance to drop off those costumes for this worthy event. So again, that does it for us tonight on News 25. I'm Stacy Jensen. Have a good night.